welcome to my channel. Well, yes, there are knives scattered everywhere, and I have incorporated my second set of trays, and I still have many knives that need to go into boxes, but it's getting to the point where they're bigger knives. So I think this last shipment of trays will advance my storage capabilities a little bit more. But I was just estimating, I'm looking at it, and I'm pulling out the drawers, and I'm counting the knives, 2, 4, 6, 7, just averaging it, looking around. A lot of times there's more than 7, in there. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. See, there can be quite a bit. That's a doctor's knives drawer. So, just roughly estimating, just based about on an average of 10 folding knives per drawer, and counting up the number of drawers and everything. I think I've got more than 500 folders. More than 500 traditional knives. 500 folders. That's a lot of knives. See, there's more. These are modern folders. More knives down there. And I emptied most of those boxes. Like I said, I haven't arranged this for a very good shot and everything. Like, oh, look how organized I am. I just want to show you. I just put stuff out here. The way I was doing it is I just stack them up, and then I pull out trays and I load them up with knives. And I haven't organized them completely yet. I just kind of like roughly, randomly, put knives in there and figure I could just pull these drawers out and organize them, later if I want to. But you're going to need at least enough space to pull the drawer out, and remove it if you have to. So you're going to need that kind of space. So I have to move these back. And the only time that these start moving around like this is when you don't have other knives sitting on top of them. The more weight you put in here. Now, a suggestion, a person gave a suggestion. I'll put the comment up there, and I appreciate it. Is that I just draped all that crap up there, because eventually, once all this is up here, I got to put some of the characters, all the little different things that have been used in videos and stuff. Some of them, like Jiminy Cricket. He's been the brunt of a lot of stuff right here. But I just go through and I just get caught up looking at knives and trying to organize them at the same time, but also oogling them. Ooh, look at this. That's where my folding hunters went, and you start finding stuff. So even though these are clear trays, as you can see, the more you get and the more stuff you get, it gets to a point where, unless you've got some kind of identification, you can put labels up there or an example sitting in the front. It does make it easier to find them. And because they're, like one on top of another and right there, I think this will work well. It would work better instead of on a round table, more like on a bench, so you just have, and you want to limit the number of things obstructing your forward view, and everything. But I have to make do. Now, you risk the more you go up, but I could make taller stacks, and shrink it in. So and also when you put these knives in, a lot of times it's kind of like playing Tetris. I don't know, I'm dating myself with that one, but you just have to fit these shapes in a certain way, and when they go in and they don't, see, like that one, it's not going to close all the way unless this guy's slanted forward. Sometimes you just have to figure out ways to do it. And I have a little extra space, in some areas. And, again, how do you organize them? Do you organize all the copper together, or do you organize the pattern together? This is copper, but this is backwoods bushcrafter. So if I had that series, I'd have them all together, but it's also a Barlow. See, there's like 2 or 3 things that it could land in. So yeah, it's just, a lot of times it's visual, it's not just pattern and everything. Case knives, I try to put them, I think they're back down over here somewhere. But once I get it organized and I start figuring it out, it's going to be easier for me to access them and see them. Because a lot of times, like I said, some knives were scattered all over the place. So I'd have some near me, I still do, some near the chair. I'd have some back, where I used to do my lock picking on that desk. I had on a carabiner all my, kind of like camp knives and waffle pattern knives, but then some don't fit. And so it gets to where when you start getting a lot of knives, if they're not accessible, then if they're not easily accessible, then it gets into that out of sight, out of mind. If you can't see them, then they're like invisible, and then if they start disappearing, if they're not organized, you wouldn't notice. Like if this was, see, sometimes I double order things because I think, oh, why haven't I ordered, if I'm ordering Barlows, why haven't I gotten this Barlow? I like this series, the Backwoods Bushcrafter. I like, copper and socket bone and the color, and, the black and blades are kind of cool. Almost like it was carbon, but it's not. And then I put it somewhere else with my Barlow collection or whatever, and I wind up ordering it again sometimes. Yeah, you can have more than one if it's an inexpensive knife and stuff, but still, why order more than one of a knife? That it's okay if you want to back up, if you really like that pattern, or you like that series, and you're like, well, I like this so much, I better have a backup. This little turkey here stabbed me really good. Little knives will get you, but also being stupid will get you. Anyways, and I got to keep my dinosaurs all together, because they're going to be needed later on, possibly, so I got the 2 guys here, Boris and Danny Dino. Ted still hasn't found his voice. Nigel, I try to keep stuff together. Some things are just going to have to be out in the open, like big knives, big folders. These are going to be like bookends or something, they're so big. And then, we'll make room here. I'll try to keep what I'm working on, this area right here, clear. And of course, this, by its nature, is going to limit me just stacking stuff on there. Although not too much. As you can see, I'm already stacking stuff. But yeah, that's just a little update here about what's going on. And I'm like I said, I'm not completely finished with this. I try to keep anything non-knife related, away from this table. But there's some dishes stuff back there, and paper towel holder and all that. Just have to. It's just a small area, and I've got too much junk. Of course, Dick Tracy. There's a knife in here. And a whistle. All that, a little Dick Tracy knife. But yeah, all of that stuff. And then the giveaway stuff I have over here. When I do a giveaway, which I need to do for this month. And that brings me to a point. I has an idea. There's a lot of flippers in here. Some I like and I keep, you know, the patterns I keep and everything. But here, I realized, I thought, you know, I like that pyrite so much. I thought, well, have you ever bought a CJRB before? And of course I have. You know, it's this. This is the agave. And I really didn't use it that much. I mean, I carried it, and I used it. D2. But it's almost like a new knife and everything. I thought, you know what? Some of these knives, I should just include in a giveaway. And I'm thinking about doing that for this one, for this month. Because I've got another one in here. I like this one. Even though I don't, usually I like clippers better than thumb studs, but I mean, this guy's like a little spear point, kind of like dagger. I think this one's the Centros. But I have bought CJRBs before, you know, because like I said, I like this one so much. I'm like, See, I've been using it and abusing it. Carry it in my pocket all the time. So yeah, this is not the video for that, but just keep an eye out if you see this in another video, because it's a nice knife. It's the natural jade handles. I don't know if I got the box, but this is it. J1911 D2 China. But I liked it for the smooth ramp. Yeah. Finger choil. This is when I was really into finger choils, board finger choils. It's a good one. It won't cut you or hurt you or anything, but plenty of hand length on it and everything else. Anyways, there. Didn't want to bother her. But yeah, keep an eye out for that one, because it's just going to sit in a box and I'm not really going to use it. I got the same way with flippers, man. I mean, these are just, I was just putting my gonzos and different knives up in here. But I mean, look at it. As far as like, what kind of knife do I want to carry and what kind of knife do I use or need or whatever, I've got so many choices that I'd rather someone win something like this, you know, and use it, and be able to use it, instead of me just leaving it in a box going, yeah, I got this knife. It's nice. I never use it. I never carry it. But it's nice. You know? So, yeah, look at it. It's called the agave. So, yeah. Keep an eye out for that one. And I've got another knife, a traditional knife, that I'm going to throw in there with it. This gun Stockman. Mainly because when I ordered this one, I thought, oh, this is really nice. You know, it's a checkerbone Stockman, but it's a small Stockman. And see this? These are bites from my quote-unquote friend, Shadow. But this is a nice little green bone Stockman. You know what? This might as well be the video for it. So, all we gotta do is a magic word. But I'm gonna have at least these two in there, and then all the other goodies. I need to restock my goodies and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna start doing. Is occasionally, not every time, but occasionally, I'll just throw in. This one has been used and carried by me. You know what I mean? So I'll try to clean it up a little bit. I'm not gonna take it apart, but yeah, you can see that maybe I should take it apart. We'll do that. We'll do a video of the taking apart. Yeah, look at all that dust and stuff up there. I'll take it apart. I'll clean it. But it's a nice knife. It's got a good lockup. Good blade on it. And Yeah, there you go. So yeah, the next time I'll just take that apart and clean it. We'll do that. Because I remember Nick Shabazz used to do that a lot. He'd have a table out there and have all his cleaning supplies, and he'd sit there and he'd take it apart and, show you all that stuff. And I'd watch it on a lot of different nights. I'd watch it, but you kind of fall out of favor, I guess, with people after a while. Either they stop doing what you were into, or I don't know. I'm probably the same way. I gain subscribers, I lose subscribers. I appreciate everybody that subscribes and watches. And this is just one of my ways to share and show back, because some knives are going to be in my collection because I like them, and I'm not going to chase them down again and stuff, but I don't really use them, but I'm going to keep them anyway, like this. Just because of this is the squished beaver, the flattened beaver on it. I love that one. It's a big trapper. Came in a neat little box and everything else. I kept all the boxes back somewhere in the closet. That's another thing that I'd have to get organized on. Magic word. We need a magic word. Well, let me pause this. I'm having a brain freeze. Okay, I finally figured it out. Camp, spelled with a K. K-A-M-P. That's going to be the magic word. Mainly because this was my father's knife also. 1964, he had it in Vietnam, gave it to me, and that's kind of like a camp knife, and then there's the Camp Kings, where they spell it like that. So that'll be the word, and again, it's just for the lower 48, sorry. Because of all the weird restrictions that we get and more. But yeah, just put that down in a comment if you want to be entered in. And of course, you got to be 18, and the legalities of the knife and everything. Just don't break any laws and stuff. Say, well, William's knife life, he's so crazy. He told me to go out and have fun with it. And my idea of having fun is, no. But anyways, yeah, just put that down there. You don't have to put Camp King, but you can, because I'm just going to focus on that one word. And the comment picker should find it. If not, then, like I said, I run the comment picker to check and make sure that it's picking up the same number I see visually. And if I get a big discrepancy, if it picks up more than what I see, that's fine. But if it picks up less, then I'm going to go to random number generator and assign everybody a number. But yeah, it'll be a week. You'll have like a week. Today's Tuesday, so yeah, you don't have the Monday blues. You'll have a Tuesday, and you've got a chance to win. Yeah, a couple of knives. I was gonna say make the word folder, but because I'm not really trying to hide it so much that it couldn't be discovered by somebody. But so far, I've been lucky with everybody that has won is a knife person, and that's all I care about. I don't care how many times people win and stuff like that. I mean, if you were winning this and you won like 2 times in a row, you might want to step back or something, but that's within the possibility of that, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, step back the 3rd time, but you don't have to. I'm just saying, because I don't like a lot of rules and regulations, but I don't want this to be taken over by bots or people that are not into knives and just use a source of winning freebies. They just come in, they get the stuff, they leave, you never see them again, you never hear them. And that's fine, but there you go. I don't know why you're dragging this on, you idiot. Well, I had to find a magic word. Alright. We don't want anything out of you, all right? We don't want any comments out of you right now. So there you go. Good luck, everyone. 1 week, then we'll see who wins these. And also, this is brought to you by my membership. I appreciate everybody that's in my membership and everything. And it's open to everyone, member or non-member, subscriber or non-subscriber. You have to be a viewer, because how else did you see this? You have to have viewed it. So there you go. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day. I know better than put my hands down there with you, mister. I know better. Oh, look at you. You're all dusty. You're like a dusty dog. Look at all that sand you got on you. He all of a sudden became alert. I don't know why. He's a funny cat. He nailed me again. Just a little bit with that one. With a claw. Yeah, he's just gonna sleep out here. I got my other shells in, so I'm gonna go put those up.